Alright, so here's the thing. Explaining this is going to be a bit complicated, so I'm going to give you a mediocre retelling of what Palinka effect actually is. The Palinka effect is a world-building tool used by a brave Anon on TG back in 2012. The premise is simple. Drop the entirety of the Balkans, give or take a few, into a setting. Run it about 100 years and bingo, the setting is catastrophically worse than before. Cyberpunk? Cyber Serbia. Blue Rose vodka. Harn? Well, that's just Harn, but more depressing than usual. I was approached by a man, and with a bundle of bills and a dream, of applying the Palinka effect to Naruto. Specifically one aspect of Naruto, the Chunin exams. What we see are between a bunch of kids, but there's a catch. These kids are effectively super soldiers compared to the majority of those taking the exams. These dudes are in their 20s and 30s trying to be real ninjas, but don't have any special bloodlines from the hidden village of the relevant places or possess super techniques they learned by an ancient master. They usually fail. Miserably. Throw in some JJK and Hunter x Hunter into the stew and you have the Palinka effect, the game. You are hexers, individuals who have the power to manipulate your Numen energy, produce supernatural effects. This is a large and in-depth process of bloodlines, training, and even choosing how to express it, but I'll summarize it as, oh my rubber Numen. And then Hisoka has a bottle cracked over his head by a Serbian war criminal. Being hexers from the land of dust, which is Naruto and Yugoslavia, that borders Naruto Zaire and Naruto Ottoman Empire, means that things aren't really easy for you. Especially because all of your awesome super cool hexers got shot for their crimes against the state because the Hokage, Tito, did not like being threatened. So you're a bunch of bargain basement monster hunting witcher ninjas. Sometimes you do meth to feel something, other times you find yourself confronting the protagonist of this shonen anime from the wrong perspective. With that rather simplistic way of approaching it done, let's talk shop. Palinka effect is a dice pool system with every type of die being used. Standard checks are precision, impact, and precision impact. Precision saying if you did or did not, and impact being how much that meant. The hexer builds a dice pool from their foundation, training, abilities, skills, or just claiming die from the environment. Then you roll, and every interval of 5, such as 5, 10, 15, 20, is a success. This also is where you get into dice stacking. So let's say we have 8 dice and we roll the following. If we're making a precision impact check, we'll need to split these die apart for its precision and its impact. As I let you do a little bit of mental math for maximizing returns, some checks will have problems as well, such as the ante, which needs successes to pay off impressive abilities. But now, let's make a Numen check. You know, using your special technique while also holding a gun. Numen is a game of setting up more than anything. Your bloodline affinity is how your abilities manifest themselves. Are they simply a soul state, which is always active? Perhaps they are entirely bodily, or even relying purely on consecration. Whatever you choose, you get a die if you do what you're supposed to. A conceptual hexer of magnets is able to magnetize objects and people together. They can still do certain other things, but they won't enjoy their D6. Your Numen affinity is how you project it. Conjuration, fortification, transmutation, desolation, void, and parasitism. You're locked out of your polar opposite. So if you destroy, you cannot create. If you fortify, you cannot take away. It's a game of trying to use your limited options to counter their limited options and their gimmicks. Alternatively, you know, shoot them with a gun. Finally, you pick your hex, which is a way you can manifest everything. This may be a weapon, alchemy, signing a lunatic contract, or becoming Rock Lee and saying fuck that magic shit and focus on kicking people to death. There's a lot more I can muse about, like techniques and domain expansions, but this video is already pretty long. But I should talk combat for a bit. The set action system is a game of what your initiative is and how many actions you have to work with. Once determined and rerolled at the start of every round, you enter an arena. In an effort to replicate certain shonen fights, we did a lot of research, which is to say we watched a lot of anime fight clips, and the term I wanted to get across more than anything was movement. So you move. a lot. Each battle takes place in an arena with various features. No need for strict movement outside of how far away you are from someone else. Alright, but there's one thing about shonen fights you do realize a lot. Rarely do they stay in one place for long. To explain this, I'm going to use the Yuji and Choso fight from Judge Judy Kaisen. It starts in a subway station. Choso has range advantage, so Yuji has to burn his limited actions to hit him. This sucks. While getting his ass kicked, he chooses to leave, and then makes a new arena in the bathroom. Choso follows and is now at a disadvantage due to the shorter range. The only reason he manages to win the fight against Yuji is due to Yuji taking damage previously and just not being as skilled as fighting as him. Now apply this logic to nearly every fight. Getting kicked into another place, arena change. Need to sprint into the woods to avoid getting killed, arena change. Hell, even getting hit vertically and engaging in a fistfight in the air is, by its nature, an arena change. The goal was to fake extreme movement the way animation studios do, just changing the location by having someone team rocket away. Again, there's more to combat. Hard to explain everything without making this a half-hour deep dive into how the hows and whys. Now, I don't get to say this too often, but I do actually have people who have said it's fun to play and would like to do more things with it. The largest problem was that people kept buying drugs to get their Numen energy back, which we collectively realized that he was just an addict and needed drugs to keep doing Naruto stuff, which is probably the best way to explain Palinka effect. Our drug addict was complaining that drugs did too much to help him do Naruto stuff. The Palinka verse, or AMV verse, will continue. I have more work associated with it, and the more it is tweaked into oblivion, the more I am able to make do with it. Whether it's initial Naruto or Sinfo Kaisen Judge Judy edition. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was the Palinka effect. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Many thanks to the financiers from the land of wine. Godspeed, good luck, and 1,000-year blood war arc never ever.